Well, from this color, it's still a trend down, but that is a ratchet down, and that is a legitimate mid-band trade. Just be very careful with it. You'll lose like 5 or 6 ticks if it takes out the top of that box. The only time they should really get you on these trades is if they slap them. Because if you're on the wrong side of a trade and they go the other direction, a couple of contracts, you can get hurt pretty quick. So if you got in right here at, say, 60, you just got 8 ticks. There's your target. Always be banking if they bounce off that target. See how predictor's sitting there saying, watch me. When they start hesitating, watch your coin. See you've got a low, a high, a higher low. Close above that, they're really starting to stair step, but only on a wick. So you could just put your stop in the box for your runner. So you've already made your coin, you've already banked some, and now you want a lower high if this is going to continue heading down. Don't let it go back in that box, because this could be a low, high, higher low, and if they start taking this out, they'll head up. But let's see if they get a lower high and head on down. So far, target's still here. Now you can almost tell where your target's going to be with this little thrust down, retrace, and thrust down should take that out a little bit if they hold this swing. See, because you've got a measured move, thrust, retrace, thrust. So they should hit right down there. And you're just riding the gusto. Okay, called it out live as it was happening. All right, there's your profit target. You don't want to take out that swing because you have a low, high, lower, low. That is your identified swing right at the top of that box. And as long as it doesn't, as long as it stair steps down, see, now here's your new identified swing. See it right there. Beautiful trade. Now, what you got to teach yourself to do, though, is you got to teach yourself to see this without not trading, okay? Because what I'm trying to do is show everyone in this room how to do this in real time, okay? But I don't have time to do this plus watch trades on 3 charts. When I'm trading in the morning, I'm seeing this stuff in real time and I'm watching it. I don't have to draw on my charts to see where I want out of this trade. Saw it and took it. Yeah, perfect trade. Called it live. All right, now that it took out that little box, where's this thing heading? Well, what about this? Thrust, retrace, and thrust. Look to the left to trade the right. That's pretty good support too. But you can already see where you diagnose this chart to get out of it. See your low, your high, your higher low so far. That's not identified yet. Okay, this is identified right here. See it? Low, high, lower, low. That's identified on the left. Now to identify it on the left again, it's got to take out this low. Now see, you're getting a low, high, higher low. If they close above this, then that's taking out what we call micro. Okay, it's not taking out secondary, which is on the left here. And they'll probably check that swing right there. See it on the left? And if they roll over, you're still good. But why put your stop all the way at mid-band? That's 24 ticks back. you want to watch for any kind of movement like this, where it does a low, like a low high, and then does this, like a higher low, like that, and then does a higher high. Because if it does that, you want out of that trade. See, so far it's not. Now that's your identified swing. So you can get rid of all this. You don't need it anymore. See? All we need is that. That needs to hold. See, it's a little micro swing. Not much of a micro swing, but it is a micro swing. Then they took it out. You could be flat on it. Now on the left, your swing's right here where my line is. If it stays below that, they'll head down again. Another mid band. Doesn't look like it's going to work though. But your stop is right there at the line close of the bar, and it hadn't done it yet. See, they just wicked that swing. See, so you have what's called like a micro, or for better terms, just micro. So your low, your high, your lower low. Well, when they take this out with the close of a bar, they're taking out micro. All right, but on your secondary, you can even draw it with lightning too. You'll see it. See there, you have a low, high, lower low. This is your considered your secondary swing. See, low, high, lower low. Held, called it out, but you got to put your stop just above my line. And your target's still down here. Don't let them go back against that line. What I say about just trend changes, we said box that in, see how, if you extend your box, see how you got in it here. You don't have to take the break, take the kiss and roll, and see that same box, if you draw it right across there, kissed and rolled. But what if you didn't take that? How about that trade? First time in after a trend change, mid-band trade. Over and over and over. But I did not design the little trader to just be turned on and left on, because, well, how many ticks are you going for? See what I mean? So you can't really do that, because the whole idea is staying in a trade. Like this trade right here on crude oil, see how it's stair stepping down? See how that little swing held right there? You're still in that trade from that monster rollover. If it takes out the low, that's going to be your new identified swing. And you don't want that taken out. It's not identified yet, though. It hadn't closed below. If it closes below, that's identified, and your new micro is identified too, which will be right here. See there? That's now identified. So you can keep your stop nice and tight. They'll wick you out, though, believe me. See how they're wicking it? And then look to the left to trade the right. Your ABC type move is right here. If you want a looser stop, close above 49. See how that works? Does anybody know of a room out there at all that teaches like this, while literally drawing on charts and showing you exactly, not ambiguously or anything or anything like that, but literally as the charts are running? So we can all make money doing that, right? Now you've got a low, you got a high. See if they take anything out. Your swing is at 41 right now. Now it's going to be more than likely just above that 32 if they can take out that low. So low, high, lower low, low, high, higher low. That would be your micro. If they break it, see, they're holding it, and this is your secondary. So if they break that, you're going to be out of the trade. If they break this with a closed bar, this is definitely your new identified swing. Not yet, though. See how it's just right at the low? Now you don't have a low, high, higher low. It's the same low, so this is now your identified swing. See, because they double bottomed. But I also find that when they even double bottom, this needs to pretty much hold. Okay, so that's a tight stop. There you go. There's another identified swing, two of them. See, everyone, how you can stay in a trade? That's how you stay in a trade. Swings are king. You know, why hold that all the way to mid-band when you know right now that your identified swing is at 33-ish, right there where that line's drawn? Now, granted, that's all the way up to mid-band to begin with on this particular instance, but see how this is breaking? Got a low, high, lower low, got a low, high, lower low. They're kind of breaking this one with a wick bar anyway. But that's your true swing right there. And they'll test them, believe me. You know, anytime you get coin, it's like, oh my gosh, they're already taking it back. See what I mean? Stopped out. Called it out if you wanted it. Now that's a mid-band trade. I'd be a little more leery of it because it's actually taking out A, B, C. This swing to the left right here is kind of telling you if they want to very possibly head this back up. But so far it rolled over on a mid-band trade. But see, if you would have held mid-band, they took you out anyway. So why not get out a little bit earlier, you know, with your little micro swings? Now, the way this is doing right now, just turn on your long mid-band trade because it'll start stair stepping one way or the other. Right now, it's flatlined. So when they do this, where you're still flatlining like this, this is your range right here, from here to here, right? So they won't be stair stepping our mid-band until they take this out up here. Or if they take this out down here, they'll stair step again. Doesn't mean you can't be short on this because this is a mid-band trade and it would fire on this bar right here. You're feeling some heat if you did it though. Right there on that bar. So that would have been out for sure because it took it out. That's 5-tick loss. But you might have gotten 8 ticks too. Now that's a true phantom first time in after, is it first time after a trend change? Yes. First time after a trend change. This is your phantom. And if you do take it, I'd put a really tight stop because this looks like this could be a missile instead. But that's a true phantom. First time in after a trend change, right there on that bar right there. And your stop is at line 8. Like so. But if it stair steps, see your high, your low, your lower high, your lower low, you could now put your stop on that swing. You'd still feel a little bit of heat, but only about 5 ticks. And you may already have 8 because I called it on that bar. and the little trader would take it on that bar. So just don't let them take your coin back. If you got 8 ticks, you got to trade already. But this could easily be a missile. See the high, low, higher low again. Now on this side, it's a high, low, lower high, just barely, lower low, just barely. So it's still a, quote, phantom trade first time after a trend change. But still getting higher lows in my opinion, so I'd really watch it. Don't let it go back in the box. Look at that gold. Called that live right there at that mid-band. How much heat did you feel on that trade? Maybe 5 ticks. Because you got in on that bar right there. They didn't take you out, and they had it on down. Your swing identified low, high, lower, low is right here on the left, and it held. So you're still in that trade. Target 1690.60. By the way, your phantom worked out on crude. You did get your 8 ticks. Now, if you don't want to take chances on like mid bands like this, see, you are getting higher lows, so you could technically go long, but you're going against the teaching because that's a phantom short. Otherwise, just simply turn on the mid-band trader again, because see, it won't fire in this area anyway because it's a misty rose mid-band. So what you do is you just turn on the mid-band trader again, long and short. So it's never going to fire a long as long as it's got a short mid-band. It's never going to fire a short as long as it's got a long mid-band. So it'll go one way or the other, but you can just stay out of it for now. You got a phantom. It worked. You got your stop right there at that line now. See your low, your high, your lower low. That's your swing on the left. Low, high, same low. They've just got to take this out if they're going to get you. So far, it's still a downtrend. Yeah, the ES Phantom worked too. There you go, Bob. ES Phantom got you 2 trades in a row. Careful with crude oil. That is a higher low from the previous swing. But you can put your stop right there just above 48 and you'd still have profit even on the runner. And you're still in it. If it closes below that, where's your new swing? Anybody? You got 2 of them. See your low, high, lower low. Your swing's right there. And your swing is right there. You need to stay under that one and for sure that one. Look to the left, trade the right though, and you are getting high, low, higher, high. So they could easily take this puppy up. They just stopped you on that one. So you're flat. Now, do you want to just keep trading this or you want to wait for a stair stepper? Personally, I'd just turn on the stair stepper. See how that one held though? You could still be in the trade if you didn't use the micro. You use the more secondary, you're still in it. See how that works? They're constantly checking these. And if you draw on your charts, you'll see them. See, that held, so you could still be in the trade if you wanted to be. Now, if you didn't want to be, they took that out. You still got a great, at least $160, $200 on that trade, even if you took it out there. If you didn't take it out where I drew the second line, you're still good. Okay. How do you set auto fib initially? Well, it's not auto fib. Oh, you mean the auto fib on the Ninja 8? Just right here. See how that's grayed out? That's weird. You just set your auto fib. Let me just get rid of everything. But let's say, for instance, that this swing here to here, that's probably 61. Closer to 70. But 70 is a sweet spot on these pullbacks too. Here's 61.8 right there. See, it barely went above it and then rolled over. And there's your 76 right here. That looks like about a 70, 72, but it rolled perfectly at a phantom. That's what you got to train your eyes to see. I called that out live, and see it's still heading down, and it held our second line, so you could still be in the trade. You just hit a low. And beautiful trade, by the way, if you held it just like I said. You know, it's up to the individual where you want to actually get out. Micro, they're going to take a lot of times. But if you look to the left to trade the right, that swing will usually hold. Now, see, there's a mid-band trade right there. I said, what did I say? I said you could stay out of the flat line and just turn on mid-band long and short. And if it stair steps, it'll get the trade. And it just did. I should have recorded this. I'll do a whole session where I just record and we'll put it on the training site. But wasn't this like a webinar? Let's just call Thursday night's webinar done. Because I am teaching you how to see these trades in real time. Ton of info, Andrew says. Yeah, it definitely is. And the beauty of it is that if a person puts it to task and trades it, you can't lose money trading unless you get whipped around several times. You got to be careful with even 5-tick losses. But I've found as a rule, if they break and don't do what you think they're going to do, then reverse it for 5 ticks. See, now that's a mid-band trade set up just then on crude oil. There's a mid-band that worked. Where did it do? Stair step, low, high, higher low. First, see how that's higher low right there? Closed above, so you get out. Get back in at mid-band, you're in a trade again. But why wait till it, let's say, for instance, that you took it and you put your stop at mid-band, okay? So you put your stop at mid-band. And what does it do? It takes it out. You didn't know if it was going to go past here. You didn't know if it was going to go past here. You didn't know if it was going to go past here. So the way to do it is get out when you start seeing it stair step. And lightning would have changed to green on that too. But then you got that trade. Beautiful trade, by the way. And look at that monster. So if you'll learn how to trade like I'm teaching right here, don't turn the new deals on auto. Watch for the trade to come to you, then turn it on. Flatlining, phantom trade. If it takes you, get out of the trade. You could still be in that trade, by the way, because it's never taken the phantom out, truthfully. But if you do micros, it did. So you get out, you get back in, boom, boom. Where's your swing on this chart right here? It's right there. See the low, high, lower low? That's a lower high, isn't it? This may be your new identified swing. Now you got a low, high, higher low. You don't really want a higher high. See how they're wicking it? And you can always use the left swing because the left is king. The right, we're deplorable. So, you got to watch the left. But see how that's doing right there? You got a high, low, lower high, still holding. And you need to take this out, or you've got a low, high, higher low. And if they take this out, you're for sure out of that trade. Okay. Now look to the left of the chart, high, low, lower high. Now you need a lower low, and this will be your new swing if they do it. But this is your swing right here where I've got my line drawn for right now anyway. And see, that's not a new swing yet because they're still stair-stepping it. This may be your new swing now. See, high, low, lower high, but you need a lower low. Takes that out, that's going to be your new swing. There you go. Now you got a low, you got a high, same low, so that's not even identified at all. So they can take it out if they want to. See there? Now this may be your new lower high right here if it takes out the low. It's not doing it yet. Now you've got a low, high, higher low. You really don't want a higher high with a closed bar, and they just gave it to you. So you're out. That's how you do it. Everybody see that? Low, high, higher low, higher high on that bar. On the left side of the chart, though, you got a low, high, lower low. So this is your secondary swing. See, and they're holding it with a lower high. So you can stay in this trade, but you can also get out and make all kinds of money. But if you look at the secondary swing, it needs to for sure hold. Okay, so you could still be in it. But if you get out, it's no big deal either because you got him way up here. So who cares if you got out here? Did you get back in? Well, maybe a trader would have. But now it's getting a low, a high, hopefully a lower high. We'll see. This is not your identified swing, but this one is right here. See it? Right here. So if you get a lower high, they're still heading down, but they are double bottoming. That's your true swing on the left right there at 98. Now, if they'll stair step down, this will be your new one at 95. Always look though, you got a low, you got a high, you got a higher low. You don't want to take this out, and you for sure don't want to take this out at 98. Now, I don't know how anybody could do this with minute charts. There you go. See how it held just like I said it would? Now you look to the left, trade to right. You got a low, you got a high, same low. So this doesn't count here. This one still does over here at 98. But as soon as it takes out this low, this will count here at 95 and even a micro swing on top of that. Okay, see your micro swing right here? If it closes below here, that micro swing at 84 should hold. See there? Now this is your new identified swing right there at 84. So get rid of these lines. You don't need them anymore. See how that works? Low, high, lower, low. This is your micro swing right here. Micro, 74. But your identified swing is 84. And if you don't believe it, all you got to do is turn it on. You'll see it. The desk about fell apart. Now it's kind of hard to see because it's red, but see, I still tagged it. You wish I was recording this, Chris? We'll do that. I'll start to record it, see how it's getting a low, high, higher, low, higher, high, but not closed above. And there's your swing right there at 74, your micro. Your secondary swing is 84, and 74 is holding. See, on the left. On the right, you're getting a low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. And if you get another higher high, they're taking out micro. All right, your secondary is all the way up at 84. Do you want to hold it that long? Well, if you do, you might get a lower high right here. Okay. See there? How they, micros they'll take out, but then they'll give you this nice move again. Okay, there's your swing. Now you've got a low, high, higher, low again. This is an identified swing on the right there. So your low, high, higher, low, if they take it out. This is the one on the left at 84. There you go. Now here's your new low setting up right here, lower high, right here where my cursor's at, if this closes below. Wicks it, you got to be careful. Wicked it, little double bottom. But that's still a low, high, lower low. So this is pretty much your identified swing in my opinion, even though they didn't close it. Now this may be the new one right here. See there at 68. Because if they took it out, they'd get a low, high, higher low, and higher high to take it out. But your true identified swing, low, high, lower low, is right there. So micros at 68 and secondaries at 74. So in your stop settings on OT, do you always have the box checked for exit on close? It depends. You can also have your finger on the close trigger too. See how that wicked that little swing? It didn't do a low, high, higher, low, and higher high because it didn't close. Now that's trying to close. See if it rolls. So far, so good. But your identified swing is still 74. Okay. Yeah, you want to put it on exit on close, or, you know, exit on close is the same thing as 4 ticks, obviously, right? Because a bar would be 4 ticks. So you could just put it, you know, just put it a couple of 3 ticks above the swing that you draw in real time, because you could be drawing your out with, see, like that would take me out right there, unless this holds. See how that's holding so far? They wicked it, set it ahead of time. So you could still be in it, but see how you're getting a low, high, higher low, higher high, but it didn't close above it. See there? It's not closed above that yet. And here's your identified swing right there.